Hi there everyone. Okay, I'm just gonna click on another camera. Okay. Hi. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. And so, for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Robert Bowley, and I'm a Tai Chi and Qigong instructor, acupuncturist, and author. And I've been helping hundreds of people heal their bodies, manage their stress and anxiety, and get better sleep so they can feel vibrant, fully recharged, and ready for life. And so if you're here live with me, just come and say hi in the comments box, just so I know you're there. Come and say hi. And don't forget, you can. I always love questions. So if you have any questions as we go through the session, just pop them in the comments box below, and I'll do my best to keep an eye on them and answer them all. And if I don't answer them on the call, then I will be checking afterwards and joining you in the comments box afterwards. So today I want to take an opportunity to answer a question that I get asked a lot. What is the difference between Tai Chi and Qigong? And at the beginning it can seem a really confusing task to try and answer that, because there's such a massive information out there. So I'm here to simplify things and remove any blocks so that you can actually finally get started. Hi Maria, I can see you. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to say hi in the box, just so I know you're there. Okay, so yeah, Tai Chi and Qigong can seem very confusing at the beginning, and because of that, the amount of information out there can be quite overwhelming. It can block you from actually taking the first step to getting started. But in actual fact, it really is quite simple, you know, and there are differences between both arts and there are similarities. So I'm just going to make it as simple as I can and get it down to its basic points. So you've probably seen Tai Chi being done in the parks in China. If you've probably seen it on films, on TV. Usually they're quite elderly people moving very slowly through some movements, in a very slow, gentle, continuous way. And this is Tai Chi. Tai Chi is basically a set of movements that are performed continuously, one after the other, and they join together to create a continuous flowing movement, which we call a form. A specific set of movements, all put together, creates a form, a Tai Chi form. And this can be anything from a few movements to some which are maybe 108 movements long, and those are obviously for the more advanced Tai Chi practitioners, people who have a lot of time to practice as well. Because of the nature of the form, it takes a little while to get it under your belt and to remember the different movements. But once you get into the habit of practicing, and every day preferably, it's not that hard. It just like any skill, you need to create a habit and build from that, and gradually it becomes easier and easier. The movements generally follow a specific set of movement or postural principles. All of them generally move you towards creating certain effects in your body, either physically or energetically. And whilst there are several variations of Tai Chi, all of them follow these same principles. So Tai Chi is generally be handed down through various families in China through hundreds of years. The main ones are Yang style, Chen style, Wu style, Sun and Hao style, kind of 5 major styles. There are some family differences in the movements and names, but generally they all follow the same principle. So if you were to watch one particular form of Tai Chi, you would recognize it from another form, a family of Tai Chi. There will be various stylistic differences, but essentially the same principles apply. The full name is Tai Chi Chuan. The Tai Chi really is describing the concept of yin and yang, which is at the heart of Tai Chi, and that's another video in itself. And I'm more than happy to go into that in more depth if there's any requests. So again, any requests you have about Tai Chi or Qigong, then pop them in the box and I will do my best to do a little video. Where was I? Losing my thread, I think. So yeah, Tai Chi Chuan is the full name. And the first 2 words, Tai Chi, they're describing the philosophical concept of yin and yang. Whereas the last word, Chuan, that means fist. And that shows us that in fact, Tai Chi has origins as a martial art. Originally, and people still today practice it as a martial art. Every single movement that we make, no matter how small, has a practical application. And that's originally how I started to learn Tai Chi, as a practical fighting art. And it's a really effective form of self-defense, but it does take a little while to learn it, because compared with other martial arts, because it has a lot of depth and there's a lot of other things at play. Not only the fact that it is also a healing art as well as a practical fighting art. There are some people who still practice it as a fighting art today, and but mainly the move is towards the health aspect, because as a fighting art, it was originally practiced to develop and gain and increase your internal power, your ability to absorb, for example, a strike, but also your ability to generate power and give it out. Okay, but the consequences of practicing like that, actually they found later, increased your health in massively. So consequently, people these days tend to practice it more for the health benefits. And so from general well-being to increasing your longevity, improving your health in old age, that's for certain, and in stress reduction, it is truly an amazing form of exercise. So as practice, when we focus mainly on the health benefits, we generally call it Tai Chi, as opposed to Tai Chi Chuan. Yeah, Tai Chi Chuan clearly denotes it as a fighting art, whereas Tai Chi is for those people who are practicing it just for the health benefits. And I must say, personally speaking, it has been an amazing way for me to change and improve my health in so many ways, particularly with stress. I used to be the most stressed out person, but these days that's not so much the case. And it has been called a moving meditation. Yeah, basically it is a form of meditation but on the move. And I have found, because I teach both, teach both formal sitting meditation and Tai Chi and Qigong. And a lot of people struggle with formal meditation. A lot of people come with the misconception that to meditate you have to stop your thoughts. And if that's the case, then you're onto a losing battle. Hi Anita, great to see you. Yeah, there are so many forms, that's right. There are 5 main forms, but there are also other subsidiary kind of forms that have evolved out of those main styles as well. It's fascinating to see them. And so yeah, Tai Chi is moving meditation. And many people struggle with sitting down and meditating because they have the misconception of having to stop their thoughts. And if you approach meditation with that idea, then you're onto a losing battle. Because when you sit, you do nothing. What happens is that you're suddenly much more aware of the goings on in your head. And most people, in my experience, their minds are on the go all the time, restless. And suddenly, if you're not doing anything and you're becoming more aware of your own experience, then clearly you're going to become aware of the busyness in your head. Yeah, it's going to be more evident. And if you have the thought that you're going to have to try and stop all that, you're just going to have a battle, an internal battle, which fuels that restlessness and agitation in your head that's already there. So clearly that's not a good way to go. Although sitting meditation can be incredibly useful, it's important to approach it in the right way. And I found that actually approaching it through Tai Chi is an easier option because you're not sitting still doing nothing. You're doing something, you're on the move. And your focus initially is on your body. Yeah, your mind is occupied. Although that's only the very beginning stage of meditation in regards to Tai Chi, it develops a lot more. It's a much easier place to begin. Hi Joe, great to see you. It's great to see so many people here. And so yeah, I found Tai Chi a much more approachable way of getting into meditation because your body's occupied and your mind is much more can easily rest and be occupied with the body initially. And of course that changes, that evolves, and you become much more focused, you build much more internal awareness, and then it becomes a true form of meditation on the move. And the idea being, for example, in formal sitting meditation, we sit and we may at the beginning start to focus on the breath. And that at the beginning can be an incredibly hard thing to achieve. Even one breath, to really focus your attention on each breath is a job, let me tell you. And initially I really struggled with it. Yeah. But even if you just start to notice your in-breath and then start to notice your out-breath, that's a brilliant start. It's really easy, really, to start with. Yeah, it's not complicated, but there again, we'll go into that in another video maybe. I can see I keep on being tempted to veer off my course, but I've got to keep on track. Otherwise, this could end up in a very long video. Okay, so essentially that's what Tai Chi is all about. So now we come to Qigong. Qigong. The word Qi means energy or life force. Yeah, and the Gong part means work. So essentially, you're working with your life force. Qi is the power, the animating power that permeates the whole universe and every living being. And without it, we just wouldn't exist. If that energy becomes blocked or stagnant or interrupted somehow, then we become unwell. If that energy, and because it's closely related to your blood as well, if the energy in the blood in your body is flowing freely and smoothly, then we become in really good health, physically, mentally, emotionally. We become more balanced in every aspect of our being. The earliest reference to Qigong was in a book, a very thick book. And if anybody knows me, you know that I'm a complete and utter bookaholic. And wherever I go, if I see a bookshop, I have to go in there. I do not come out empty-handed. So consequently, I've ended up with a ton of books. Some are read, some are still waiting to be read, let me say. It's quite a big list waiting to be read. So this book, the Huang Di Neijing, sorry, I lost my thread again there, or it's called the Yellow Emperor in a Canon. It's a classic book that that refers to Qigong, and this is over 2,000 years old. So Qigong is a really ancient system of healing, yeah, movement and healing, and it's an incredibly powerful system. And essentially, Tai Chi is either applied with movements or stillness. So we either move or we're still. I'm cutting down to its what's the word I'm looking for? Bullet points. Bullet pointing. So it's essentials, that's the word I'm looking for. So either standing or movements. And the movements are generally singular movements. They're single movements that are repeated continuously. Yeah, unlike Tai Chi, which is a set of movements strung together to form one long sequence. Qigong are generally, although there are exceptions, single movements that are repeated. So it does mean that it's a lot easier initially to learn, to take up and to remember. Yeah, because of the nature of that. So Qigong generally are single movements, and they focus on a particular aspect of the body, externally or internally, on a particular aspect of the energy flow in your body. Okay, and there are lots of different Qigong styles. Tai Chi, there are generally mainly 5 styles. With Qigong, there are hundreds, which could add to the confusion. There are hundreds of different Qigong styles and different approaches with different goals. There are Qigong, medical Qigong for targeting specific illnesses or diseases. And these are used a lot in Chinese hospitals, where Eastern and Western medicine are used together for the benefit of the patient. And Qigong is an integral part of that healing process in many of these Chinese hospitals. There are health Qigong exercises for health and longevity and well-being. There are martial Qigong exercises that focus on the absorbing power, or the power that we can generate to give out in a martial way. And there are spiritual Qigong, if that's your interest, develop spiritually. And like dance, there are hundreds of different ways of moving the body. In dance, there's the waltz, there's the salsa, there's the jive, there's the quick step, yeah? And in Qigong as well, we can move fast, we can move slow, we can move in a sudden explosive way, we can move in a very gentle and smooth way. Each one will have a particular impact on the body and on the internal energy flow. And we choose according to the result that we want to get. So I guess I want to wrap up in a few minutes, but just to say that although there seems to be a vast subject, and it is a vast subject, it really boils down to very easy to understand differences. Tai Chi, you have a set sequence of movements strung together which we call a form, and whereas Qigong, the basic difference is that we're repeating singular movements, repeating them anything from 8 times to 40, 50, 100 times, depending on how much time you've got to put in, what effect you want as a result of that. Yeah. And both Qigong and Tai Chi are working on your body, they're working on your mind, they're working on your internal energy, but it's just in slightly different ways. So let's see, have we got any questions? Anita says, it's hard for me to meditate because I have many thoughts. And that's absolutely normal. It's completely normal. And I think for me, when I first started, I thought I had to stop my mind. But when I thought and sat down and thought, right, I've got to stop my thoughts, it just got worse. And I discovered that this was not the right approach. So a quick, easy way to get started with meditation is by listening to your breath. Okay? Forget stopping your thoughts. It's not going to happen. Just simply start to observe your breath. And initially just start to notice your in-breath and your out-breath. Your in-breath, your out-breath. Just noticing when you breathe in and when you breathe out. That is all. So easy. But, of course, your mind will start to get busy, and it will take you off onto all sorts of adventures in your mind, yeah? Say yes if you understand what I'm on about. So, what is the answer? Well, the answer is to start to notice when your mind goes walkabout. Start to notice when your mind goes walkabout. And instead of joining in and getting carried away with those thoughts on an endless story, movie in your head, just gently gather your mind back and start to refocus on your breath once again. Noticing your in-breath, noticing your out-breath. And over time and with practice, it'll get easier. At the beginning, you'll be noticing your mind goes off many, many times. But set your intention, no matter how many times your mind goes off walkabout, to bring it back. No matter how many times. Don't worry about how many times it is. It might be loads, it might be a few. But just notice and draw the mind back. Breathing in, breathing out. And gradually, over time with practice, patience, you'll notice that the busy thoughts take less space in your head. And the moments where you are just resting with your awareness on your breath, take more space. And that's when the tipping point is when you start to feel, that feels really good. And it fuels you to discover more. And it will start to feel juicy. It'll feel wonderfully relaxing. You'll discover a really peaceful state of mind. It might take a little time, a little persistence, but you will discover it if you continue, if you carry on. I used to be the most stressed out person. I don't think you could say that today, fortunately. And so with all of this that I've worked on myself over many years, I just want to share it with you guys so that you can benefit in the same way. Yeah. What else have we got? Books, yeah. I'm a complete bookaholic, Anita. Yeah, I have so many on the go. Yeah, focusing on the breath. Really good. Focusing on the breath. But you can try it. The awareness is a fickle thing, you know. The breath is just one aspect that you can use. It's a fantastic tool to increase your awareness, to relax your mind. But there are other things you can focus on too, you know. Your hand. Have you ever focused on your hand? It's a really good practice to become more body conscious, just focusing on a part of your body. And in Tai Chi we discover this a lot. There is a huge connection between your body and your mind. Yeah, inescapable. Whether we realize it consciously or whether we're not there, yeah, we don't realize that yet. It is impacting us at every second. You know, the mind is impacting every cell of your body. Yeah, and if we're living unconsciously, usually it's in a negative way. But as we become more conscious and aware and able to transform the negative feelings that we have into more positive feelings, then it has a super amazing impact on the body. Your body will start to smile, your cells will start to smile, your cells, your body, everything will start to vibrate in a different level. Yeah. So, hey, I've got to move on. So if you've enjoyed this video, I'd love to go a little deeper with you and to be able to create something for you that really helps you to feel better in your health, to get better sleep, get more energy, and feel like you're able to take care of your health once again. But in order for me to do that, I need to know your specific challenges. So if you want to take 5 minutes, and I promise you it only takes 5 minutes, I'm going to post in the comments box below the link to a survey. And I would so appreciate it if you would spend a little time to fill it out. In fact, I'm going to actually give you guys, the guys who fill this survey out, VIP status. You're going to get early bird rate discount on the course that I'm creating, and I'm going to be co-creating with you guys. And I'm not going to be sharing that offer with anybody else. So I would be so delighted if you could take 5 minutes to fill that survey out. It will be so useful and I'll be really grateful. So keep those questions coming in. If you want to listen to anything else, to understand more about Qigong meditation and all this wonderful stuff, then just get in touch. Write it in the comments box and I'll have a look and I'll get back to you. So I hope that's been useful. It's been great to have you here and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.